So in the C Sharp version 7.1, which is yeah, this version have some configuration element like three new language feature and a new compiler behavior they introduced in the 7.1. So if you see in the new language feature, which is asynchronous main method, so entry point for the application can be async modifier. So that is the introduced in 7.1. And the default literal expression, you can use the default literal expression in the default value expression when target type can be inferred. Okay, cool. So these are all the major things. And yes, the inference double elements and pattern matching on a generic type parameters. Okay, and the finally compiler have two options. One is ref out and ref only, that is introduced here. And yes, so and the another version which is they didn't go with the 8, so still in the 7 they introduced three stuff. One is 7.1, 7.2. Here again some cool stuff, small language feature they introduced, which is a technique for writing some safe efficient code. So few techniques which is written over here, and non-trailing named arguments which is introduced here. And yeah, a leading underscore in the numerical literal, that is introduced. So what is mean, like numeric literals can now have leading underscorers before any printed digits. So that can be done over when you have a 7.2. And yeah, private protected and access modifier. Okay, so that is introduced here. So you can use product private and protected access modifier enables access for derived class in the same assembly, so which can be used here with the help of this. And then the conditional ref expression, which is this. Okay, so like if else conditions, like it's very familiar now. Question mark, and yeah, if the statement is there, then execute here, and else you execute that. So this is something which is really going in the market right now. So most developer is using this. So which is conditional ref, that is introduced in 7.2 version. Then C# version 7.3. There are the two main theme that is released in the C# 7.3, which one theme provides a feature to enable the safe code for performing unsafe code. Okay, that is the one theme, and the second theme provides incremental improvements to existing features. Okay, so what are the incremental improvements? Like additional improvements for the existing feature. It's not something the new feature, but it is like add-ons to improve the existing feature. What are there? So you can access the fixed field without pinning. So that is the one. And you can reassign the ref and local variable, that can be done in 7.3. And you can use initializers on stack lock arrays. And then you can use a fixed statement with any type that supports a pattern. Okay, and also you can use additional generic constraints. So this many features which is introduced to perform the safe code. And the another some features for existing, like you can test double equal to and not equal to with duplex types. So this can be do with this. And you can use the expression variable in more locations, so that can be allowed here. And you may attach attributes to backing the field of auto implemented properties. So you can able to attach the attributes. Okay, so that is the one thing. And method resolution when argument difference in has been improved. Okay, in operator, which is so method resolutions when argument differs by in, that is improved here. And the overload resolution now have fewer ambiguous cases. Okay, then new compiler option that is introduced, which is public sign to enable the open source software signing assemblies. So like open source software, which is we can enable this. And the path map that provide mapping for the source directory. So this two options is enabled here. Okay, so the final thing is C Sharp version 8, which is the major C Sharp releases. These are all the things like read memory, default interface methods, pattern matching enhancements, and using declaration, static local functions, and disposable ref structures. Yeah, and asynchronous streams, indices, ranges, null collage, and managed construction types. So these are the major release which is there introduced here.